You're listening to RuneScape Weekly for Tuesday, May 25th, 2010. I'm your host, MageBot, level 133, 10 years of RuneScape experience. On today's show, the Elemental Workshop, Part 3, Skill Cape and Emote Animations, Big Ticket Prize Drop, May Reminder, Jagex Studio Facebook fan page has been created, and don't forget to like us on Facebook. The link is in the show notes. Thanks for tuning in, and happy scaping. Good Tuesday to you, scapers. The flowers are in bloom, it is humid, and my allergies are killing me. So, let's get into the news, shall we? It's been an interesting week. Obviously, there were no updates last week, so we had to make do. And this week, we definitely have some updates to talk about. I want to first start off the show with the Elemental Workshop, Part 3. So, let's go over to the Jagex website. And we shall read, quoting directly from the Jagex website, for the 25th of May, which is today, 2010, the Elemental Workshop, Part 3. The Elemental Workshop below Seer's Village holds many secrets, long forgotten by the world above. Even as you read this, adventurers are scouring the world of RuneScape to find the means to pass through the body door, eager as they are to unlock more of this ancient forge's mysteries. Your efforts in the previous Elemental Workshop quest quite literally required a piece of your mind, but you'll need it in a more typical puzzle-solving capacity to get the contraption hidden behind the body door working again. Grasp the inner workings of the contraption. Another of Vitravivius's ingenious machines, and you will be able to show off your mental prowess with equipment made from the new body bar, and the ability to create body armor with elemental metals. And for those adventurers who cannot master the puzzle, only insanity awaits. Mod Dylan, RuneScape content developer. So you can start this quest in the Seer's Village Chapel, and the requirements to start this quest are Elemental Workshop 2 and 1, along with level 20 mining, level 33 defense, level 33 smithing. So, I never did Elemental Workshop Part 2, so I'm not doing this quest. This is a very low-level quest, and the rewards are not worth my time, personally. If you have a quest cape, though, obviously you're going to want to jump on this. The quest sounds like it's going to be really difficult. I can't say that for a fact, but I'm not one for puzzles. It took me a good 2 years just to do sliding puzzles. I used to have my girlfriend do sliding puzzles for me, because I couldn't do them, and then we broke up, and then I had to learn myself. So, I'm not a big fan of puzzles, personally, and I think that this quest would probably drive me to the brink of insanity, like it says, only insanity awaits. I think I'm going to leave this quest alone, because there's a definite chance that I will fly off the handle and break something if I go ahead and try this quest. So, I'm going to leave it alone. But, if you do it, which my friend is doing it right now, because he's trying to get his quest cape back, then, let me know how it was, because I am not going to do this quest. I'm looking at the picture right here on the, RuneScape website, and the caption says, turning the clocks back. And there's a giant wheel. Like, I don't know if any of you have ever seen the American game show, The Price is Right, but it looks like the giant wheel you spin at the end of the game to try and get first dibs on the showcases. I mean, I know I'm not going to like this quest. I mean, I could be pleasantly surprised, but I'm not a big quester. In fact, I just did Swan Song last week, just because I was bored to death and I was too mad to do dungeoneering. So that's how behind I am on quests. So don't expect to get a quest guide anytime soon from me, unless I hear awesome things about this quest and how much fun it was, which I really don't see happening. However, if that does come to fruition, I will provide a guide. And if you want to provide a guide, you're more than welcome to. tack it on to the end of an episode, or if you would, be so kind as to submit some audio. Obviously, I can't. I mean, I can also read a guide if you want a guide read on the air that you have created, which I will probably end up doing anyway, using one of the many RuneScape fan sites, because I'm too lazy to do it myself. Obviously, it's too soon in the game to get a quest guide from the internet. But hey, let's check, because okay, apparently I am slightly idiot. I'm being slightly retarded today. Hang on. We're going to go over to one of these websites real quick. And my internet's so bad. I am definitely not a fan of RCN. If anyone has RCN and feels my pain, well, I feel your pain too then, because I can't get any websites to load. It's absolutely ridiculous. The service is terrible. Everything's slow. I lag out all the time. They have a little bit of Quest help, but that's just not really what I'm looking for. But I'll read it over anyway. So on the Zybaz website, there's a little bit of help here already. And it says, start this quest by visiting the chapel in Sears Village and searching the bookcase next to the doors. You'll find a ragged book. Use soft clay with the ragged book to get a key mold. Then, make 2 elemental bars and use one on the furnace to make the ragged elemental key. Remember, you need a battered key to enter Elemental Workshop next to the Sears Village Bank. The furnace is located near the fire elementals. Climb downstairs once you've smelted yourself a battered key. You should have an elemental bar in your inventory. Use your elemental bar with the machinery you repaired in Elemental Workshop 2 to make a primed bar. Go further downstairs. Go through the door on the west wall. Find stairs next to the door to go downstairs into the puzzle room. Solve the puzzle. Good luck. Which is why I would like a real quest guide. Levers make adjacent mechanism boxes move, sort of like a sliding puzzle. Oh, help me God. The idea is to pile mechanism boxes on top of other mechanism boxes with the gears visibly turning. There's a reset lever and an undo lever on the large counter on the western wall. You can make a maximum of 100 moves. Go back upstairs and use your primed bar with the slot next to the door. The door will open, and you'd enter to find a lever inside. And that's all they have for help right now. And I probably read that way too fast for it to actually be of any help. But later on, we will have a quest guide in all its glory. But for now, that's all I got. Anyway, in other news, let's move over to the other news section, because sometimes they like to tack on other news. So let's read it real quick. You can now right-click the now playing song to add it to your music list. We've added 3 more areas where NPCs can now appear and off to teleport you to the fish flingers, distraction, and diversion. These locations are Piscatoris, Shiloh Village, and Barbarian Village. You can now choose the color of your split chat. In the in-game options menu, click the private split chat checkbox and select your color. We've overhauled a core part of our graphics engine to give it 4 times as much fidelity for modeling and animation. As a result, you may notice that various aspects of in-game graphics look smoother. Because this change has involved modifying many thousands of models and animations, there's a small chance certain combinations won't look quite right. We encourage you to submit bug reports if you spot anything amiss. You may also find the game client takes slightly longer to update this week while it processes all the changes we've made. So that's cool. They've upgraded their game engine once again, and I've seen some major glitches when they've updated their game engine, but on the whole, normally when they update their game engine, opposed to other games that I've played online, for the most part, it tends to be pretty stable. I've encountered a few small bugs, but nothing major. So it's always good to know that Jagex is, always working on the Rune Tech engine, because obviously we want better content and prettier graphics every day, but we can only get what we get. In other news, skill cape and emote animations. Alright, so this is pretty cool. I'm definitely enjoying this update. So, also today, skill cape and animations, which obviously was part of the engine overhaul that they did to increase their fidelity. And this is just a little bit of a preview of what the new engine is capable of. So, quoting from the RuneScape website, this week we have made some animation improvements to standard and skill cape emotes. All standard emotes now have been tweened, a process that blends together existing frames of animation. This process results in a much smoother animation without changing how they look. We've applied this tweening process to all of the skill capes emotes, as well as adding particle effects to some of them. Things like twinkling lights and fire, giving you even more of a reason to show off your skill capes. To see these particle effects, you will need to set particles option in the custom graphics options menu to medium or high. A handful of skill cape emotes have also been given an animation overhaul to bring them in line with both of our original version and quality of other skill cape animations. We've only done this for skill cape emotes that either weren't fully representative of their skill or where we'd previously hit limitations with the game engine. For more information on these changed skill cape animations, head to the recent updates in your forum community. So, we will definitely pop over and see what the community has to say. I think they're great. I've only seen a couple of them so far. The magic one is beautiful. The attack cape is pretty cool. I don't think strength really changed. Fishing cape, slight change on particle effects. A little more splashing going on when you're trying to get to the fish in the water with your giant harpoon. What else cape did I try? The defense cape is awesome. I love the new defense cape. That's my signature cape. I tend to wear the defense cape because I like the little shield and cross on the back. Excuse me. Unlike professional radio, I do not have a cough button, and I just swallowed my drink wrong. Oh man, that was not fun. So anyway, sorry about that. Let's check the skill cape and emote animations page. Now here's a post by Mod Woody, and he's basically quoting what I just read. Here are the capes that have been changed. Actually, I think these are the capes that have been changed. It says Attack, Constitution, Defense, Summoning, and Thieving. So I'm going to read his little blurbs about each one that has been changed. Attack. When we added the flame effect with particles to this emote, we realized that the animation itself wasn't giving the impact we wanted to really show off the attack skill. We stuck to the original concept, but reworked the animation to make the poses more dynamic. And they are pretty cool. It reminds me of Dragon Ball Z, or some crazy thing where people have flaming balls of fire coming out of their hands. Anyway, Constitution. We didn't quite achieve what we set out to do with the original Constitution emote, so we thought that now was the perfect opportunity to give you a new emote, much closer to our original version. The original skill cape emote was restricted in terms of animation due to us reaching limits with the amount of detail we could put into the various models used in the emote. With these limitations in mind, we were able to rethink how to approach the emote and give you a new animation with more finesse than the original. Defense. Much like the attack skill cape, we've just felt that the animation for this emote was a little lacking and didn't really give enough action for a combat skill. In the same vein as with attack,